Hello and welcome, everyone. It's a beautiful day to learn something new, and we are so happy you're here with us. If you're listening right now, that means you're doing something amazing. You're trying to improve your English, and that's something to feel proud of. My name is Agnes.
And I'm Jasper. Thank you for choosing our podcast again. Whether you're at home, on the bus, walking, or just relaxing with a cup of tea, we're here with you, and today, we have a very special topic that will help you speak English with more heart and confidence.
Yes, before we start, I just want to say thank you. Really? Thank you to all our listeners who come back again and again to learn with us. Your support means a lot. Now, Jasper, let me ask, what are we going to talk about today?
That's a great question, Agnes. Today's topic is something that we all need in real life. It's something we feel every day, at home, at work, with friends, or even when we're alone. So today, we're talking about how to improve your English when talking about feelings.
That's right. This topic is not only helpful, it's powerful. Talking about feelings helps us to connect with others. It helps us to build trust, make friends, and understand each other better. But in English, it can feel difficult, right?
Exactly. Sometimes we feel sad, happy, angry, tired, or excited, but we don't always know the right English words to say it. Or maybe we know the words, but we're not sure how to use them in a natural way. That's why this episode is so important.
So true. And here's the truth. When you know how to talk about your feelings, you will feel more confident in all kinds of conversations, whether you're speaking with coworkers, classmates, family members, or new friends. Knowing the words for emotions can help you speak clearly and with confidence.
Yes, and we will talk about simple, clear vocabulary that is great for both beginners and intermediate learners. We'll also give examples of how to use them in real conversations. Short, easy sentences that you can practice every day.
Let's begin by thinking about this. How do we usually feel during a normal day? Maybe in the morning, we feel sleepy or tired. After a good breakfast, we might feel more awake and happy. If we go to work and something goes wrong, we might feel angry or frustrated. These are real, everyday emotions.
So here's what we want you to do as you listen. Think about your day. Think about how you feel when you talk to your family, or when you go outside, or when you hear good or bad news. Try to connect your feelings with the words we shared today.
That's a great idea. And we're going to start with some simple feeling words. These words will help you describe how you feel inside. So let's begin with the basics. Ready, Jasper?
Yes, let's go. The first feeling word is happy. This is a very common emotion. We feel happy when something good happens, when we eat our favorite food, talk to a good friend, or hear good news.
You can say, I feel happy today, or she looks happy, or this music makes me happy. So simple, but so useful.
Perfect. The next feeling word is sad. We all feel sad sometimes, maybe when we miss someone or something goes wrong.
Here's how we can use it. He is feeling sad because it's raining, or I feel a little sad today, but that's okay. Talking about sadness is important too.
Yes, because talking about feelings helps you feel better. Now, let's try another word, angry. This is when something makes you upset or mad.
But remember, you can express it calmly. You can say, I feel angry when people are rude. Or she got angry because the bus was late.
Good examples. Now another important word is nervous. We feel nervous when something important is about to happen, like a job interview, an exam, or even speaking in English.
Exactly. You can say, I feel nervous before I speak in public. Or he was nervous before the test. Don't worry. Feeling nervous is normal.
Let's do one more for this part. Excited. This is when you are really happy and looking forward to something good.
You can say, I'm so excited to see my friend. Or we are excited for the party. This is such a positive and happy word.
So just to review, happy, sad, angry, nervous, excited. These are all words you can use in your everyday life. Try to say them aloud. Use them in your own sentences.
And remember, using feeling words is not only about grammar, it's about communication. It's about opening your heart and saying how you feel. That's real English speaking.
Now that we've talked about some basic feeling words like happy, sad, angry, nervous, and excited, let's take it a step further, because in real life, we often mix feelings. We don't just feel happy or sad. Sometimes we feel a little bit of both.
Yes, language is powerful when we can describe these mixed feelings. That's when we sound more natural and clear. Let's try something together. Think about a time when you were both nervous and excited. Can you? Imagine it.
For me, that feeling comes before starting a new job. I feel excited because it's a new chance, but I also feel nervous because I don't know what will happen.
Exactly. That's very real. So how do we say this in English? Try something like, I feel excited and nervous about my new job. Or, it's a big day for me. I have mixed feelings. I'm happy, but also a bit scared.
Beautiful examples. Now, let's look at phrases we can use when talking about emotions. These are short and useful. Let's call them feeling phrases. Here are a few. I'm in a good mood. She's feeling down. He's over the moon. I have butterflies in my stomach.
Yes. Let's explain each one. First, I'm in a good mood. That means you feel happy or relaxed. You can say, I slept well, so I'm in a good mood today.
Feeling down means feeling sad or low energy. For example, she's feeling down because her friend moved away.
Next is fun. Over the moon. It means you're very, very happy. For example, he was over the moon when he got the job. It's more than just happy. It's super happy.
And butterflies in my stomach. That's a great one. It means you feel nervous or excited. You can say, I had butterflies in my stomach before my speech.
Now let's practice a small dialogue using some of these feeling phrases.
Now let's practice a small dialogue using some of these feeling phrases.
Honestly, I'm in a good mood. The sun is shining, and I had a great breakfast.
That's great. I'm a bit nervous. I have a big meeting later and, well, I have butterflies in my stomach.
I know that feeling. Just take a deep breath. You'll do great.
See how easy that was. Simple phrases can bring your English to life. Now, let's talk about how to ask someone about their feelings. This is a big part of communication. Not only talking about your own feelings, but also asking others how they feel.
That's so important, Agnes. A few easy questions are, how are you feeling today? Are you okay? What's wrong? Do you want to talk about it?
Let's try a few examples. Jasper, pretend I look sad. How would you ask?
Let's try a few examples. Jasper, pretend I look sad. How would you ask?
I'd say, hey Agnes, are you okay? You look a little down.
Perfect. Then I could reply, thanks for asking. I'm just a bit tired today, but I'll be fine.
That's why this topic, talking about feelings, is so important for English learners. It's not just for speaking better English, it's also about building better relationships.
That's why this topic of talking about feelings is so important for English learners. It's not just for speaking better English, it's also about building better relationships.
That's why this topic, talking about feelings, is so important for English learners. It's not just for speaking better English, it's also about building better relationships.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Now that we've learned some feeling words and useful phrases, let's practice how to use these feelings in real-life situations. Because learning is not just about remembering words, it's about using them when we speak.
Right? Let's imagine some daily situations. For example, when someone asks you, how was your day? Instead of just saying, good or fine, you can describe your feelings.
Exactly. Let's show an example.
Did you hear that? Jasper used words like tired, relaxed, happy, and also a great phrase, lifted my mood. That means something made him feel better.
Yes, you can say, my friend's message lifted my mood. Or, listening to music lifts my mood.
Now, let's teach our listeners how to talk about feelings at work or school. Many people learn English to use it in jobs or in classrooms.
Let's do some phrases for that. I feel stressed about my deadline. I'm excited to start this new project. I was a bit nervous before the presentation. I feel proud of my work today.
So helpful. You can also say things like, I'm worried about the test. I'm feeling confident today. I'm frustrated because I didn't understand the lesson.
These words, stressed, confident, proud, worried, frustrated, are all strong and real emotions. They help you explain your day better and connect with people.
Let's create a little role play. This time, let's imagine we're coworkers.
Hi, Agnes. How's the project going?
It's going okay, but I'm feeling a little stressed. There's so much to do.
I understand. I felt the same last week. But don't worry, you're doing great.
Thanks, Jasper. That really helps. I feel better now.
That's it. A small, simple conversation, but full of filling words and real-life practice. This is how you become more confident.
Now let's talk about one more important idea. Why it's okay to talk about your feelings. Some people feel shy or they think it's not important, but it is very important.
Yes, when you can say how you feel, you reduce stress, and you feel more free. It also helps other people understand you better.
And for English learners, it's a great way to practice speaking. You don't always need hard grammar or long words. You can speak simple and clear English and still express your heart.
So true. You can just say, I'm not feeling great today. I'm really happy to be here. I feel a little nervous, but I will try my best.
Powerful, honest, and clear. That's the goal.
Now, let's keep going with more emotional words and help you use them easily.